Kyle, so very good to see you. Today, we're going to tackle a really complicated question that a lot of people want to know the answer to. Should retirees include Bitcoin in their retirement portfolio? So, Fidelity recently published a white paper titled The Case for Bitcoin. Here it is, and we will link to it as well. So, I want to talk through this paper, considering that Bitcoin right now is trading around 69,000, very near its high of just over 70,000. So, Kyle, as we talk through the case for Bitcoin, I want to do a deep dive into the numbers that they provided. So, real quick, let's take a look at this 2% allocation to Bitcoin, which they say could allow for an increase in annual spending ranging from 1 to 4% and potential losses of up to negative 1% in a worst case scenario. And now take a look at this. This is a 5% Bitcoin allocation. They say it could allow for an increase in annual spending by as much as 9.5% for older investors, but with much steeper potential losses of up to 3% in a worst case scenario. So considering these numbers, do you think that retirees or pre-retirees should be including Bitcoin in their retirement portfolio?
Erin, thank you so much. It's a great question. I love talking about Bitcoin, and I am a Bitcoin doubter. I won't hide that fact. I do doubt it. I don't hate it, but I do doubt it. The graphics that you showed with Fidelity's paper that they did, they're excellent. If you're serious about portfolio construction and design, and you want to know what kind of role Bitcoin can play in that, I do recommend checking that paper out, as it does have a lot of interesting information. And what they're looking for is unique areas of opportunity as alternative investments, essentially.
Mhm.
But to answer your question, is Bitcoin a good investment in a retirement portfolio? I would generally say no, it's not, especially if it's an income producing portfolio. Reason being, we've got volatile markets and it's hard to find yield at times. Why would you introduce a very volatile asset that doesn't generate you any yield in that income portfolio? I'm not sold on that.
Mm-hmm. And you mentioned when we were talking offline too, that it still doesn't really have a use case. Right now, it's just a speculative asset.
Correct. Exactly. Here's a tidbit about it. I looked up the estimated market cap of Bitcoin, how much money is in Bitcoin in total. It's $1.3 trillion. It's a lot of money, but let's put it in perspective.
Yeah.
Coca-Cola, you've probably heard of it. Market cap of Coca-Cola is $270 billion.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That means that Bitcoin is the size of 5 Coca-Colas. That's insane. So the conviction's there. People are believers.
So I want to ask about ETFs, right? Because Bitcoin recently gained more than 50% back in April as money flowed into those new spot ETFs. Do you see a place for those Bitcoin ETFs in a retirement portfolio?
So yes, in the case that you're focused on growth. So if your portfolio is not designed and that's not what you're relying on, it is for income. If you want growth, it is a source of potential capital appreciation in really small increments. I like the allocations that Fidelity laid out. You participate a little bit over the long term. And right now, there are ETFs that are out there that allow you to participate in the space, brand name investment advisors that are creating the products for you, and you can hold them on safe custodian platforms. So I think that that's an excellent way to participate, as opposed to making your own digital wallet and with your unique keys and all of that. That's a lot of work.
All right. So just big picture then, how do you think investors should evaluate the role of Bitcoin in terms of diversification, risk management, and their own unique retirement goals?
Let's go right back to it. The use case, right? You just brought it up. I'm still waiting on someone to give me that one compelling use case. This is what Bitcoin's really going to be for, and it's going to be used universally. I'll give you my quick bull and bear case for it. Here's my bull case for Bitcoin breaking up over 100,000, is that we're in an intersection right now where our physical lives and our virtual lives are starting to meet. So if one day here in the near future, we could pop on that headset and go to a virtual furniture store and buy that new couch that we want, and it's all on a digital economy, I think that great. Bitcoin, that's the bull case for me personally for Bitcoin, right? But my bear case, where I'm concerned, is that countries are going to want to control their currency more and more. And I can see more legislation coming out around these digital currencies that put up more barriers to entry for your average investors, not just to get into the space, but to use those currencies to transact. So near term, I'm very hesitant. I don't want to rely on this in an income portfolio.
Well, Mark, excuse me, Kyle, I always enjoy talking this through with you because there are so many different opinions out there, but it's nice to come to you for some more data that backs up, why we really need to think this through. If somebody wants to talk to you more about if Bitcoin has a place in their retirement portfolio, how can they reach you?
Absolutely. The best way to reach us is on the website. That's firstcoastfinancialgroup.com.
All right, Kyle, thanks again for your time today.
Thank you, Erin.